Financial advisors just need to understand that infinite banking is not an investment. It's not just expensive life insurance. It's really a tool of how you can safeguard your dollars without having anybody be able to go in there and get to it besides you, the policy owner, not even the government, not even if you find yourself in a lawsuit or judgment. Seriously, no one can come after that protected money that's sitting inside of that policy. You are in total ownership and control. And if we can just find alignment and understanding that with the policy cash values is how I go buy my investments in my life, then I think that we'll be getting along a lot better together. Hello, Money Multipliers. Welcome back to another episode of the Money Multiplier podcast. I'm your host, Hannah Kessler, and we ask ourselves, do our dollars make sense? Welcome back to the show, and if you are watching me on YouTube, get this. Meet my friends. They're here, hanging out while we film today. They're so cute. I am in Denver, Colorado today. So we are post mastermind. So it's the week right after the annual Money Multiplier Mastermind event. And I saw a lot of y'all out there. So thank you. Thank you for coming and supporting and just showing up. I mean, honestly, just showing up is 50% of the work. And I got a lot of great feedback. You know, you just get something so much differently when you're in the room with like-minded people and can bounce ideas off of each other and communicate and just getting deep into your stories of how you found infinite banking, what you're using your policies for. So it was a great event, and I'm so just thrilled. I'm very genuinely blessed that all of y'all came and hung out with us for the weekend, and I hope that a lot of y'all found a lot of value out of it as well. And stay tuned, because we did record the event, and so those recordings should be posted up here in a few weeks. Actually, by the time this podcast episode comes out, it's probably like right this week or the week after, the recordings will be available for purchase. And then also all of my people who did attend and was a ticket holder, you guys are going to get all of the recordings for free sent to your email. So stay on the lookout for that. But I'm very excited for today's episode. You know, this is a topic that I honestly love to talk about, and it's why your financial advisor may hate the infinite banking concept. And in my opinion, why that's okay. All right, so I got some different little segments that we're going to get into. But before we do that, if this is your first time ever hearing about the infinite banking concept, I would encourage y'all to pause this episode, go to themoneymultiplier.com/presentation and click Watch Brent now, and that will give you the good foundation of what is IBC, how are we utilizing the policies, why do we even want to implement this concept within our lives. So go check that out if it's been a while or if you've never seen our 90-minute presentation, and then you'll be caught up to speed and then come back to this episode here. All right, let's get into it. So I want to preface this episode by saying this is not me bashing financial advisors. You know, it's about understanding how they're trained and incentivized, okay? And a lot of them are just of the traditional mindset thinking of, hey, let me hold your dollars, I'm going to have your assets under management, and then I'm going to go and invest it, whether it's into index funds or the S&P or EFTs or different things, you know? And what they're doing is they're trying to get you a higher rate of return on those dollars. And again, this is kind of where I'm a little different, right? I am not going to sit here and talk to y'all about the money that you're saving and trying to get you a higher rate of return with the dollars that you're saving. What I'm going to talk about is the money that you're already spending spending and how you can keep the money when you are spending it on purchases, investments, products, services. Because that's the biggest thing. Your financial advisors, they're there to invest the money. See, I'm never going to tell you how to go make your money, how to go invest the money. I mean, hey, if you want to have those buddy conversations, I'll turn you on to what I'm doing, what's working out for me over here. But really, this is about where you're storing your money, and then through your policy is how you go buy the investment, if that's what you're doing at this time. So a lot of people like to look at the policies like it's an investment itself, but it's not an investment, right? Because here's my definition of an investment. It involves some risk, okay? An investment can go up in value, but it can also go down and lose value. Your whole life policy can never go down and lose value. It's a true guaranteed appreciating asset, because no matter what's going on in the world, number one, whole life is not tied to the S&P, the markets whatsoever. And contractually, that insurance contract has a guaranteed interest and guaranteed death benefit that the insurance company has to pay you at the time of your passing. So it's not an investment. It's truly a guaranteed growth on the cash value and the death benefit that's inside of that policy. And a lot of the advisors who are out there, they're usually taught to manage other people's money and not showing clients how to manage their own money, right? Because let's be real. Oh my gosh, that was so cool. I just caught that on camera for all my YouTube people. The geese are wilding out right now. All right. But see, that's the biggest difference, okay? Because advisors are trained to manage your money. I'm going to teach you how you should go and manage your own money. Because I say it all the time, nobody's going to care about your money than what you do. And if you kind of think about it, think about all the times that you've lost money. The only time you've ever lost money is when you've given up the control of it, right? So why don't you just be in control of your own money instead of giving it to other people to manage and control for you? I've shared this story on the podcast show, I think like 2 times now. I'm not going to get into it here, but there was even the gentleman in Camdenton, Missouri, who was the lineman. He was bringing us in when we landed in Camdenton Airport. He was taxiing us in. Even he gave his money down to the investment advisor down at the corner bank office and literally called him up one day and said, "Hey man, I hate to break it to you, but there's nothing else here. Your money's gone." He's like, "What do you mean that it's gone? I gave it to you to manage, control, and hopefully grow this money." So advisors are great for the or asset, right? I'm going to talk about it's the and asset, okay? It's not me saying, hey, go put your money in policies or go put your money in the markets if that's what you want to do with it. What I want you to do is you should run your money through the policy and then go buy the investment of the stock trade or the option trade for that day, right? So it's the and asset, and a lot of these advisors just don't understand that, hey, number one, whole life insurance is so much more than just the death benefit. But then number two, it's not the either or, it's the and asset. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this cash value and I'm going to go buy my investments, the things that actually involve some risk. And I think a lot of the financial advisors get nervous about this concept because they think that if you're going to go and do this, you're going to move money out of their pool of funds that you're giving them to go and invest with. You're going to pull the money out of there to then go put it in the policy. And let's be honest, how do advisors get paid? They get paid probably 1%, 2%, maybe even 3% on your entire portfolio. So if you're going to move money out of their cash bucket that they're playing with, and notice how I said the word playing with, that was just not even forward thinking. That was just a habit that I sometimes use, because I call the stock market a gambling, a playing with it, right? Even just with crypto, I play with crypto. It's money that I'm okay if I lose it, right? That's how I walk into the stock market or even cryptocurrency. but they're just not taught to understand that we do want to have control, and they think that if you're going to go in there and take money out of their portfolio that they're managing for you, they're not going to get paid as much. And right, I mean, they won't. But if they truly understand it, they're going to say, yeah, this is a great idea, and what you should do is put the money in the policy first and then take it out and then go give it to your financial advisor if you want them to go and make the day trades for you. So it's just a different way of thinking, and they're just very traditional ways of thinking. And like I said, they're rewarded when your money stays in their system, not when you take control of it. And let's be real, I mean, a lot of these financial advisors, most of them aren't licensed or educated on the structure of mutually owned life insurance or the concept of privatized banking. And I urge you, I mean, if you are a financial advisor, I want you to understand that infinite banking is not about replacing your investments. It's about repositioning the cash flow. And it's not just an insurance policy, it's a banking system. And a lot of advisors often see this as competition, when in reality, it can make their clients better investors if they understand really the power of where they're storing their money at, and giving the power back to them, the people, to recapture the interest that they would have lost due to paying cash for things, or would have lost from paying it out to other banks or financing companies. So I just urge you, I mean, if you are a financial advisor and you know about the infinite banking concept, I would get educated on it. Read Nelson Nash's book, Becoming Your Own Banker. I would even read other books like How Privatized Banking Really Works. The Case for IBC is another great book, or even the Building Your Warehouse of Wealth. So I just gave you 4 resources to study up on. And if you truly understand it, you can know that this is a perfect synergy when you're managing your clients' portfolios, because like I said, it's not an either or, this is the and asset. And a lot of y'all, you just guys have it's a lack of education or understanding that insurance equals bad returns, right? And that's it, because I'm not chasing the returns within my policy. All I'm trying to do within my policy is safely warehouse my money somewhere, keep it liquid, so whenever I want to use it for whatever I want to use it for, I can access the money, and it's guaranteed to grow. And when I do graduate or pass away, that money now, there's a death benefit bucket. That death benefit's going to get paid out to my future generations, and that's where the legacy and the generational wealth comes into play. Because if you really think about this, even past your lifetime, and I'll say this too, because actually at the Denver Mastermind, we talked a lot about legacy. And if you can look past just you to see how you're setting your family up so they never have to be concerned about money, how they're going to fund for college, how they're buying their cars, their houses in their life, and they can really use from the family banking system and keep the money within the family instead of giving it out to other people. It's truly a powerful tool. And if you are the one to start this for your family in this generation, I mean, how freaking cool would that be? You guys need to go and watch Chris Nagel's YouTube video when he explains his letter from Grandpa Chris and how he's using his death benefit as a legacy play, and the checks that's going to get paid out to Vivi's, his daughter's children and their children, and just going down all these different generations. And he's able to leave an impact and a legacy because no one's going to forget who Grandpa Chris is now, because Grandpa Chris is the one who was there showing up on every single birthday with a $100 check with a birthday card to that person. And maybe they've never met Grandpa Chris, but that legacy in Grandpa Chris's name is never going to be forgotten. Hey, sorry to interrupt the episode here, but I want to take a quick break. If what you're hearing today has made you curious about infinite banking, how it works, I want you to go watch my free presentation. In it, I walk you through the same steps that my family took to pay off $984,000 of debt in 39 months, and how we've been able to recycle and recapture every single dollar since then. This isn't theory. This is real. I mean, this is what the wealthy have been using over 200 years to keep the money within the family. This is literally where banks, conventional banks, store a boatload of their dollars at. And it's the same process that we've helped thousands of families across the country put into action. So go to themoneymultiplier.com/presentation and see for yourself how you can start taking control of your money today. All right, let's get back into the episode. So I think the lack of education, not understanding that it's not just insurance, it's really truly building a banking system, along with how financial advisors get paid, that is what leads financial advisors to not love the infinite banking concept. And it's also fear of the unknown, because infinite banking doesn't fit the model or the mold of Wall Street. So it's easier to dismiss it rather than going with what the masses are doing. Because let's be real, right? I mean, a lot of the masses are maxing out 401ks, putting money in the markets, and then keeping their fingers crossed, like, yes, hopefully the government's going to take care of me once I turn age 59 and a half and I want to retire at age 65. Which, by the way, I don't think you should put a number on your retirement. I think your retirement should really be when you reach that freedom number, that your passive income rises and exceeds your monthly expenses. So they just don't truly understand that this is different. It's really in alignment with what they are doing, especially with our, fiduciary, am I saying that correctly? With our fiduciary responsibility for the client to do the best interest of that client. I just urge my financial advisors to really look deeper into infinite banking and truly seeing what this concept is all about so that you can offer it to your clients, okay? I mean, literally, I'm not here saying, hey, if you want to practice this, come do it with me. I mean, hopefully that's what you're thinking. Hopefully we vibe, you like my vibe, and we get along together. But you don't got to do this stuff with me. I mean, seriously, work with somebody who is a certified infinite banking practitioner through the Nelson Nash Institute. Because once you are aligned with somebody, they're going to be there through thick and thin with you, because banking is a process, okay? It never goes away. You finance every single thing that you buy, no matter if you're 9 years old buying a bicycle or you're 90 years old buying yourself a new, I was about to say new car, but are 90-year-olds really driving right now? I don't know. My grandpa who's 92 should not be driving. Sometimes I don't even allow him to drive when I'm in the car. But the goal is not to fire your financial advisor. It's just to stop outsourcing all of your control. And when you understand how money really works, you realize infinite banking isn't a replacement. It's just the foundation to what you're already doing within your financial life. Because here's how I think about my policies and just my whole banking system together. Almost like a triangle, okay? At the base of my triangle, or the base, is the foundation of the policies. So when I get income that comes in, I'm trying to run every dollar through my policies as I possibly can. And that's the foundation. And then through my policies, I will go and purchase other insurances, right? My home insurance, my health insurance, let's say property well, I already said property, but casualty insurance, I already said that. But right, those different insurances, car insurance, okay? So the next layer up is just the insurances within my life. The next layer up from that is my investments, okay? What I want to go and take this money to invest with, and that's where your financial advisor is right there in the third tier with the investments of your money, how to go and get the greater rate of returns in the investments that you are putting your dollars with to hopefully create cash flow and get more money back through. And speaking of, I should do a whole episode on the differences between cash flow and cash accumulation. I mean, a lot of people, they really focus on cash accumulation, but kind of neglect cash flow. And in my opinion, I think cash flow is so much more important than cash accumulation. I mean, you do need to still have some cash on hand. Don't get me wrong. Those rainy days, the emergency funds, et cetera, et cetera. But it's more so the cash flow that will lead me to the financial freedom so that I can enjoy these days in Denver hanging out with my girlfriend at this beautiful park, that I can go and take a week off and go to Acapulco, Mexico, hang out with my mentor if I want to. So it just allows me to do the things in life that I wouldn't be able to do if I had to go and clock into a 9 to 5 and show up at work every single day. So I think we really kind of lost track, especially in our society, about why we go out and work and create the money that we do. And it hurts my heart to think that we live in a society where we live to work instead of working to live. And I don't want you guys wasting all of the time going out and work. And then you wake up one day and you're like, holy crap, I'm 60 years old. Where did all my life go? So I just have this big passion that I want you guys to take back the time freedom, the time control within your life, because time's the only resource that we can't get back. And if you're not going to reclaim your time, somebody else is going to claim it for you. And it's the same thing with your pocketbook and your money. If you're not going to control and manage your own money, somebody else is going to go and control it for you. And like I said from the get-go of this episode, have you ever noticed the only time you actually lose money is when you give up the control of it to somebody else? I mean, think about that. So I've had a lot of conversations with some of my clients and their financial advisors. And I'll tell you right now, I do not hop on the phone with any financial advisor unless they've seen my 90-minute presentation or have read Nelson's book, Becoming Your Own Banker, because it's just such a paradigm shift that if they don't understand the fundamentals of taking back the control of the banking function, they're not going to get anything else when we're discussing how we're using the policies to buy and finance the things that we're already going to be buying in life. So I'm always open. I mean, if you are working with a financial advisor and you want to have those one-on-one conversations with me, I will be available. Like I said, I just have a requirement that they got to see my presentation or read Nelson's book before I talk to them. But I can help them understand, because you may be liking the person that you're working with. You may be working with somebody that your parents were working with, and maybe your parents passed and now you have this great relationship with them. I've talked to some of you folks in that boat before. So it's not a battle against them. It's just how can we work in alignment with what you already have going on right now. So like I said, I think the biggest thing is that financial advisors just need to understand that infinite banking is not an investment. It's not just expensive life insurance. It's really a tool of how you can safeguard your dollars without having anybody be able to go in there and get to it besides you, the policy owner. Not even the government, not even if you find yourself in a lawsuit or judgment. Seriously, no one can come after that protected money that's sitting inside of that policy. You are in total ownership and control. And if we can just find alignment and understanding that with the policy cash values is how I go buy my investments in my life, then I think that we'll be getting along a lot better together. So I think that's really all that I had here with my thoughts today. I mean, really not too much to it, just a big public service announcement of saying, hey, bring your advisor into the conversation. Educate them instead of arguing with them. And I get it, okay? Being a young girl in this dog-eat-dog, male-dominated industry, okay, it's hard, all right? But I do, and I am seeing a lot of this come into light, that a lot of these advisors are like, oh my goodness, I never heard about this. Oh my goodness, literally. In Denver, I had somebody come out. She's a CPA, 70 years old, living in Denver. She came out to the mastermind and she's like, hey, I have never heard about this before, but one of my clients brought this to me because he's a client of yours and he's doing this. And I think this is the most coolest thing ever, and I need to get myself educated so then I can take this to my clients and I can help serve them better. We need more of Lori's in our lives. That's Lori, the CPA from Denver, and she's amazing, just with her wealth of knowledge, 50 years within the industry of being a CPA, and just hearing her talk about, hey, you know, I want to really bring this to the clients because she's doing the best thing for them and getting them educated in other things that they could be doing for themselves and their family. So if you want to see how this works alongside with what you're already doing, I'm here, okay? I'm here to support. I'm here to have one-on-one conversations, strategy calls together. So you can go and book a call with me down below or even send me an email, Hannah spelled the same ways, forwards and backwards, hannah@themoneymultiplier.com, and we can get in contact that way. But I'm an open book, y'all, okay? Y'all know this. I eat, live, and breathe this stuff. I got 8 of my own policies. This is just what I actively do in my own life. And a little life update too. So something I'm really digging deeper into is my taxes and finding great tax strategies that I can come to y'all with. Because honestly, I'm appealing to self-interest. I need that, okay? And once I figure out these tax strategies, I'm going to bring some other experts on who can share and hopefully help us in that arena as well. So, you know, if there's things that you want to know, if you got questions for me, leave a comment down below, send me an email, and I'm just here to help and support and serve y'all in whatever way that I can. So as I learn more and more in this space and just about money in general and just the economy, you know, I'm going to bring y'all the information that I have, and hopefully we can learn and thrive together during these uncertain times, because I know this year was a little wonky. I know a lot of you folks in the real estate space, you kind of felt that because people were not making any money moves. People were staying put in their homes and not investing, hoarding their cash. And honestly, I know that I can only control what I can control. And I know if I can control the banking function in my life, that's what I'm going to do. So I appreciate all of y'all for tuning in to another episode. As always, I am here uploading on Tuesdays, and it streams everywhere: YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google. So wherever you go and stream your podcast, I will be on there. And as I said, if you got questions for me, please reach out. If you want to have one-on-one conversations, we can do that as well. And let me know what other information that y'all want me to hit on. I'm thinking about coming back next week, maybe with something that I discussed at the mastermind, which was the mindset and mechanics behind becoming your own banker. If you're an analytical number nerd, you'll really, really enjoy that topic and presentation that I put together. But until next time, I appreciate all of y'all. Stay in control, be who you are, do well, and be kind to one another as you go out and enjoy the rest of your day. I will catch y'all next week, and until then, see y'all. Bye-bye. Hey y'all, thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this content, click right here and it will take you to last week's podcast episode. I will see all of you beautiful money multipliers next week. See you then.